let's be clear.
Oh, so you're new.
She's new.
Oh, yeah.
Say, Cecilia, you were encouraging everyone. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the School of Communications and Media Technologies Town Hall meeting. Here we are, and this is where we get to hear from you, and you get to listen to us, but please, we want your feedback. We want to hear your concerns. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to make a difference in your life. So I'd like everybody here to introduce themselves. To my right is Sue Raleigh, the Chief Academic Officer of the Academy of Art University. Sue.
Hi everybody, it's great to be here, and I always like to tell the students who are watching, thank you for giving us your time and energy. You know, we're all here, this is a very busy time of year for us, but we're all here because these are important times for us to hear from you and also to share information about what's current at the university, maybe just some important things that you weren't aware that was actually going to be happening. So thank you for giving us your time, and please, please, please let us know how we can make the school better, because this is actually your critique of us. And if you know things that you think would make your experience richer, we want to know about it. So don't hold back.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sue. And Steve, to you.
Oh, thank you. I'm Steve Cotton. I'm the co-director of the department as well. Welcome, everybody. We really do enjoy doing these for the students because we want to hear your feedback. We want to make this program the best it could possibly be. And we have a lot of new and exciting things coming up, and things that you should know about, and things you should be planning for in the coming months and your next semester. And to that end, I'm going to hand it off to Susan Sultan about planning your next semester. Take it away.
And I might want to add here, Susan Sultan, everybody's favorite advisor, everybody's favorite student advisor. You must meet with, she cares. And the best thing about Susan is that she cares. Susan, welcome to our town hall.
Thank you, Jan. I don't know how to top that intro, but hi, everybody. I am Susan Sultan. I am the lead student service advisor. I am your point person here to help you get to your classes, to help you ultimately get to graduation. I will assist you there, and I'll be one of your many support and resources here at the Academy.
She knows all the classes, everybody. She knows what classes taken, what time, what semester, what LA liberal arts units you should take, what are fun classes, what will really get you ahead, and how to get to the finish line. She has this fabulous color-coded schematics, I would always say, about how many units you need to take at what semester, and it's all by colors. It's blue for this, green for this, and it's fabulous. And she designed it herself. She developed it. So thank you, Susan, for being here. And now I'd like everybody to meet the woman who really sort of is the rock of our department. Everybody goes to her. She is the Communications and Media Technologies Administrator. That would be Cecilia Osorio. Cecilia.
Thank you very much, Jan. My name is Cecilia. I'm the administrator for the comm department. I'm pretty brand new, but you'll see me right when the elevator doors open. I'm right there in room 200. Come inside, say hello if you need any help, if you have any questions about your classes, what's going on in the departments. Just drop by. Come to get to know me, and so I can get to know you as well.
And you'll love this. All the artists out there, Cecilia is an artist herself. She paints watercolors, and it's lovely. So therefore, she understands all the artists here at this university. So thank you, Cecilia, for joining us. Next up, all our soon-to-be graduates would want to know this person. John Scott is his name, and he is our Career Services Manager for our department. He's also our online coordinator. He's also an instructor here. So, John Scott.
I've been having fun with Steve today as I keep popping names at him in the hallway of students who have graduated from the university back years and years, and Steve has a great memory. He remembers all of them. We're developing this awesome online database of what would be called what's it called when people are spread out all over the place? The dysphoria?
Diaspora.
Thank you very much. Yes, the diaspora of comm students all over the world and all the amazing places they've worked. That's part of my job. The other part is to help you get a job or an internship from this university for credit, for money, whichever works out best for you. I'll help you with your resumes and your LinkedIn profile, whatever we can do to get you in front of faces and start working at your chosen field. That's what I'm here to do to help.
Right. Jobs. We're all about jobs.
We're all about jobs.
And you know what? We're, at this time, when you've heard jobs and get to the finish line from Susan Sultan, we're going to just drop some names. We're going to say exactly where our students are getting jobs. So let's brag a little bit, John.
We have an immense and extraordinary network. Former comm students. They're everywhere in industry, and they can walk in current students. It's my go-to connection. The comm diaspora, these people spread out in Los Angeles and all over the West Coast and back east, not to mention all of our friends in the industry that we bring together for Spring Show. So our resources are vast, and we need and want you to come see me because we'll help you out.
Well, let's drop names. Let's say where they are and where they're working. Comcast Sportsnet, Jordan
Google,
Aquino.
Twitter.
Jordan Aquino, well, let's drop names. Jordan Aquino, graduate, is working at Comcast Sportsnet. Joe Evanhall, working at Comcast Sportsnet. Joey Marchini, working at Pixel, which is an online stream services, and he got the job right before he graduated, and he's already been, I think, to France and London, and they stream live. It's all what we're doing right now. He has a job, and he goes all over the country and the world to work, stream live, the cameras, the motion graphics, audio, everything.
The great Amanda Camarillo is working at Lucasfilm, StarWars.com. Wow. They couldn't be her bigger dream job, and she's loving it there. She just let us know.
Right, and
So.
also we've got Camille de Guzman working at a fabulous place. Camille de Guzman is from the Philippines, graduated in our master's program, and she's working at Kingpin.
Kingpin, which is a British social media company and public relations firm. And she's planning to go to England in a couple of weeks to go to the Home Office because they'd like to meet her as well as she's going through the organization.
And we should brag, she just graduated
Yeah.
in May of this year.
Right.
Landed this job right here in San Francisco, and that's where she's going. Dante Burney is working at LinkedIn, and he's in our class right now. This is his last semester in class. We've got a bunch of people at iHeartRadio, and John, remember that fabulous student, Caroline, who got this dream job in China.
Caroline Wu, she works for China Radio International as a host and a journalist. I just heard from Jenya Barton. She was a graduate from the master's program. She moved with her husband in Melbourne, Australia, and she's working at a video agency there. So they are far and wide and from end to end of the globe.
And we've got a lot of students. I'm going to brag one more time. A couple students, Steve, because it's all about connections, people. It's all about connections, who you know. And Steve had this connection to this production group who was going to, was it Montana, Wyoming, to shoot the eclipse?
Wyoming to shoot the eclipse, the full eclipse. And we managed to get 2 students who had graduated on the cruise, and they both came back and just raved about what a life experience it
So
was.
the 2 students are Vanessa Garcia and Lorena
King.
King. They are bilingual. They speak English and Spanish. And the crew that Steve's friend was in charge of was a Spanish crew.
Right.
So he needed bilingual production people.
Right. The crew was working for NASA, and they did all the broadcast live for NASA, and they had a number of different crews working in various languages, and they were working on the Spanish version. So we're very, very proud of them.
Yes, and so that's what it is, you know. We are bragging, that's true, but we are bragging for the right reasons because we educate our students here. We give them the skill sets that we feel can go out, they can go out and just absolutely follow their passion, a job, make some money to return back to the communities. And so we're pretty proud of that. Sue, let's get to some of the nuts and bolts. Any issues you see for our department or students in general that we should be tackling this semester?
Are we talking about
Anything you would like about curriculum, facilities, here we are in our studios.
I think the academy is always moving forward, and that's something everybody should feel good about. We're constantly going to our advisory boards asking, you know, how can we be better? If there's something that we hear that they say, well, you should use this software, or you should use these cameras, or maybe you need to change the type of portfolio that the students are submitting, we're always making that better. So it's a moving target, I guess. We want to be ahead of the game, not just keeping up. And I think that's why most students end up coming here, because they believe that if we were just trying to keep up when the students graduated, they'd be behind. And that's why you hear this big, all these names of students who are working all over the globe in different capacities. So that's really what we're about, and we continue to do that. We've recently brought in somebody, because we have so many students here, that from different cultures, we have now a cross-cultural specialist, and she's going to be working with students who come here and may find it a little difficult to make the adjustment. She's going to be helping instructors as well as the students themselves. So we're excited about that, because we think that's going to open up communication and again help us get better at what we do. And I think the other thing that we're trying to do with our classes, and I know students have questioned, how did I get this grade?
Yes.
I think my instructor didn't like me, and that's why I got this grade. Or, I think my instructor has favorites. So we're working on what we call visual rubrics, where we can actually give students a recipe for how you get certain grades. And we're going to have visuals to back those up, because most of the students here are visual people. And we hope that's going to make the grading process more transparent. We also hope it's going to help the instructors. So when they give a certain grade, like I gave somebody a B, and this is why, I have something that I can back it up, and if the student has questions, it'll be obvious as to how they got that grade. So I'm very excited about that, Jan.
I am too. Visual rubrics, I like that. So, you know, I'm going to go, speaking of students, I'm going to go to Susan. Yes, midterm grading is upon us. What are you hearing from students? What would you like to tell students specifically about grades and classes for spring? So first grades.
With grades, I'm sure if a student received a low grade, not all students, but if you did receive a low grade, then you probably were outreached by your advisor. Advisors typically will email first when it's low grades. And if they require for it to be a call, they'll give you a call. If you haven't been in touch with your advisor, please get in touch with them. They can help you talk about resources. You can have a conversation. Maybe there's workshops that they know about that you can benefit from. So you can go to a workshop, or there's writing labs that you can probably benefit from. So that conversation is very important. And with midterm grades coming out, if you're struggling, talk to your advisor. Again, there's resources they can connect you with. After midterm grades come out, if you get a low one, again, you will get another call from your advisor. Just touch base with them. We can talk about different things and what to do, some tips on talking to your instructor. But yeah, that's basically what grading.
And we also tell them about workshops too,
Yeah.
Susan, the workshops they can go to, or the tutors that we provide here free so that they can get some
Yeah.
tutoring. In fact, one of the tutors, Steve, is one of your former students, so maybe you can talk about Mattia and about tutoring and about how you encourage your students to go and get
Absolutely.
art help.
There is so much that you can cram into a classroom at a time, and sometimes you need a little extra. And we provide that extra specifically with Mattia. And Mattia is a former graduate student, and she comes in on Tuesdays from noon until 2, and she knows all of the software. She knows the different classes, both on the graduate and the undergraduate side. So if you have a question about an assignment, a specific assignment, or you have a question about a piece of software, you can work one-on-one with her and get some solutions and get more confidence. And that's what students do. They go in and they may work with her on a project, and she'll look at it and give them some advice and some pointers. And then also she does language help from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So she's very busy on Tuesdays and is there to help. So if you need help writing, if you're writing on an assignment and you want someone to look it over, then go see
to Mattia.
And if you want help with Premiere and you want to do some special effect that you don't know how to do, go to Mattia.
Mattia.
She can help you. And these are the kinds of things. And plus, we offer 6 to 10 different workshops every semester, and we encourage you to go and attend to those workshops, because you can get a lot more experience, a lot more hands-on. Learn that little trick that might help you when you're going to do your assignment that semester. So we have those we start right at the beginning of each semester, and we'll offer all 6 to 10 in the course of that semester.
So let's tell them about the workshops. I know for those of you watching online, if you happen to be in the area,
Yeah.
come on down.
And we've had
And
a
we've
number
had
of
students,
online
and then-
students who show up.
Right,
for
and we
those.
do post them. And Cecilia, you make sure that we send the workshops to everybody. And John Scott, you make sure that your communications team, you post it and you send out Instagram messages and tweets about we're having workshops. And let's name off the workshops.
Oh my goodness.
Premiere.
We have Premiere.
Editing.
Editing, Dreamweaver for web design. We do a high definition camera.
Steve does that
We
himself.
do field recording.
Steve does that.
And then we do a basic lighting package
Yeah,
one.
Steve does that.
And then we'll do one on Photoshop. We'll do one on voice.
Anton does that. Anton Wannenberg.
And then we also do After Effects and with motion
Anton.
graphics, and
Right.
that's a special one.
And you mentioned voiceover. Richard
Voiceover.
Hart
Richard
is
Hart,
doing that,
the
and he's doing it
voiceover.
today.
And then there's audio recording. Maddie Stout teaches one on audio recording and recording in a booth to record your voiceovers. If you want to record voiceovers or do your own podcasting, he'll train you in that. And then Jan does one, a really great one.
On-camera performance, on-camera interviewing, on-camera how do you speak to your audience. And I had a great time with my students. One of our students was going to interview somebody the next day, so we put her on camera. She came with her list. I talked to her about a story arc. How do you do a really soft question in the beginning, then sort of hard-hitting questions in the middle, and then the very end, you can have really fun questions. So how would you describe your movie in 2 words? Or what is your message for your movie in 1 word? I mean, that's kind of the fun thing. And then we helped I put 2 students together, and they could interview each other as if it was their own talk show. Wow. So that was really fun for them. We're getting some personal experience about how to be on camera. How do you sit? How do you lean in? Sometimes I had this one student, Kevin Tagupa. Hi, Kevin. But he was interviewing Susie, and he was like this way, and I said, no, Kevin, your body language says you're out. You have to be in because this is your show, Kevin. You want to be really in tune with the person you're interviewing. So I will give you all the tips, and it's a fun time. So those are our workshops.
Those are our workshops, and we offer these every semester. So please look for them, sign up for them. They're free. They usually take about 2 hours, and you'll get a lot of hands-on experience. So please.
Sure.
I just want to say that the secret, the little-known secret, is that the good students, the ones that get A and Bs, go to the workshops.
That's true.
This isn't like, oh, I feel stupid, I have to go to the workshops. All the A and B students will be there. So take a tip from the winners, go to the workshops.
Good point, because yes, Kevin Tagupa,
Yeah.
top student, Noah Daniels, top student. I'm just going to shout out their names because they came to my workshop. They're top students.
Now, John, how do we take care of our online students?
We are going to develop workshops that can be watched, time delayed by online students, so they can watch at their convenience. The whole advantage of taking a class online is you run your own schedule, you run your own calendar, and so we're working on making that content available just like it is for on-site students, because online students are part of the same family, and they need to see the same stuff too.
And also, I think that online students have special needs. I don't know how many students watching are in that position, but they have families, they have jobs, they have other responsibilities, and we know that. So we try to make it asynchronistic, which means you don't have to be there at any specific time, and you can still get the content.
Good point. Talking to John, you've got, and we have summits here. You know, we usually have a virtual reality summit here, and we host everybody. We stream it live, by the way, the virtual reality summit. And those, if you come physically, we give you a free VR viewer. Cardboard, please. It's not Oculus.
Yeah.
Just the cardboard, yes. Oh, darn. But John, you've got a summit coming up on careers.
Comp Careers coming up on November 7th from 7 till 8 o'clock. It's going to be in the 79 New Montgomery Theater. And we have in the past, we'll be live streaming it, and it'll be recorded so you can watch it later. In the past, we've had people from industry come, but we're going to do it a little bit different this time and have recent alumni come so that peers can tell peers, this is how I got this job, this is what you need to do. I'm not going to have them sit up there and give long speeches. They're going to go into the crowd and talk to people. So it'll be a little more busy and interactive. So again, that's November 7th from 7 to 8 p.m.
Right. Yes, I think that's going to be exciting, that peer-to-peer. And students will say how they got the job, how difficult it was, but here's what they did to get the job.
And on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we'll be sharing the link for the live stream and where you can see it if you can't watch it in person that night.
And then I'm going to toss it to, Steve, you want to say something?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, John has been doing a great job at being the lead on getting a lot more social media posted. We've got a number of students now all feeding our Twitter feeds and Instagram and our Facebook account. And please, sign up for those because that's where job leads happen. All of those, you'll learn about the workshops. You'll know when all these things are happening. So please log in and sign up for our Facebook account, Twitter account, and Instagram accounts, so you'll be the first to know when something's going on.
So John has 2 work-study students working for him now on social media. Natalie Morga, and by the way, she's graduating this year, and she already has a job at MLB, Major League Baseball, right here in San Francisco,
And she just got a job at the Pac-12 network.
and a Pac-12 network.
Yes, doing social media for them.
So she's doing social media, and then you just got Manny Solis, who is a 9-year veteran of the Army, and he took online classes, and this is his last year with us. So he physically moved from the East Coast, I think North Carolina, to come to San Francisco. And he said, let me help you do social media. And I said, John Scott, meet with John Scott. And Manny Solis is doing a bang-up job on social media.
He's an animal. He works so hard. He's taking 7 classes. Wow. And he's a work study. And Jan sends him on assignment once in a while, on video assignments.
All over the place.
But he's great. He's a great example of being all in and using every advantage that the university has to offer. He is a great example of how to use us to work for you.
Right. And he came to us, Sue, and he said, how can I help you, Jan? How can I help you in your department? I said, how can you help us? Oh my goodness. And you're laughing at me, John, because yes, Saturday, this past Saturday, after he was here all day for open house, I said goodbye to him at 3 o'clock. Thank you for spending all day with us. And at 3:15, there was a hot story at the cannery. Elisa Stevens, our president, was there with Nicholas Villarreal, who was doing pop-up icons. He's painting an icon on the wall at the cannery, and you are to guess who that icon is. If you will go there, take a photo of yourself, guess who the icon is. I know, but I can't tell. And post it, hashtag #PopUpIcon. You will be put into a special drawing for a surprise prize.
Can staff do that too?
You know, that's a good question. I was told students only, but you know, we can, but I think it's a cool thing. And that's what we do here at this university. We're doing some cool things. And the next icon he will be painting will be at 180 New Montgomery, which is just on the block from us. So go to the cannery, Leavenworth and, is it Leavenworth and Hyde? It's right on that corner. Anyway, I saw him in action.
It's at Fisherman's Wharf.
Fisherman's Wharf. There is an icon he painted, completed now because he spent 3 days. It was completed Saturday, Sunday, Monday of this week. And I know who the icon is, and I want to see if you guess who it. So go there, take a picture, hashtag #PopUpIcon, and then you will be entered to win a prize. I want to go to Cecilia, and Cecilia, because you are the first person they see right off the elevator here at our Department of Communications and Media Technologies, tell us, what are the common questions students ask you, and what would you like to say how you can solve their problems?
Where's the water fountain? Where's the bathroom? No, where's financial aid? Where's the housing office? How can I contact my instructor? How do I log into LMS? Who's my advisor? Tons of questions, and I'm here to help. And if we can't figure it out right away, I will get you in touch with somebody who can help you out. So come on by.
Yes, and she, right now, it's almost Halloween. She's got a lantern, a jack-o'-lantern.
Full of candy. So just come on by, say hello, introduce yourself, grab some candy so I get to know you. That way when I see you out in the hallway looking lost, or I'll help you because I know you.
Yes.
So come on by.
And the other new thing that we're doing is Susan Sultan and her team, they are actually stationed Wednesdays, every other Wednesdays, right in Cecilia's office to help any student sign up for classes, look at classes, look at their projected graduation time. And Susan, you want to tell us about that brand? It's a pilot program.
Yeah, it is a pilot program. So November 1st is when I will be here next, and I will be in room 200. Yeah.
Right here at 79, as opposed to
Yeah.
150 Hayes. We've been hearing, Sue, that people say, oh, I don't want to go to Hayes. I got to catch the bus. It's so far away. So then we said, well, we'll bring your advisors to the department.
Yes.
So go ahead.
Yeah, come see us. Jan's right. We get so many students saying, "You're so far away. We can't come and see you. Let's do telephone." And I'm like, telephone? I'd rather see who you are, have a face to a name. We can talk about not just classes, but what's going on. What's coming up in your life, what classes you can possibly take next semester, what's offered. There's some new classes out here. There's some new electives out here. There's some cool new things going on. So drop in. You can even call me and we can schedule a time for you to come in to see us. Or you can just drop in and I'll be here from 8:30 to 5. And then I'm here November 1st. Then every other Wednesday we'll rotate. So then Spencer Kennedy will be here, and then Matt, and I will be the last one again until December.
Yes, so
Yeah.
we want to help you. We want to make it easy for all of you to register for classes. Ask your advisors about your graduation date, what classes to take, what LA classes to take, what online classes to take. Susan knows all. And speaking of new classes, Steve, you want to talk about some of our new classes that we have?
Yes, some new ones. We are doing sports VR. The Extreme Sports VR class is new this semester, and it's being taught by an executive with GoPro. And they're introducing the new Fusion 360-degree camera, and the students are getting to use that from GoPro and taking this class on how to capture extreme sports in virtual reality and in 360 degrees. It's an exciting new course, and we're getting great feedback from our students on that. We also offer with the motion picture department a series of classes in virtual reality, because that's being talked about now. It's the latest kind of creative craze is virtual reality, and it's, we haven't determined exactly where it's going to be yet in terms of entertainment, but our students are experimenting with it, and I think one of our students are going to make the ultimate breakthrough in that and really push it forward.
But speaking of VR, because Steve brought up that virtual reality extreme sports,
Yeah.
and you're right, Jonathan Thorne,
Thorne.
by the way, we're going to give him a shout out.
Yeah.
He is with GoPro. He brought the Fusion camera, which is not on the market.
It just is now, John.
Now, but we
Yes,
started in September when
that's
it
right.
wasn't on
It
the
was-
market,
yeah.
and we were their beta testers. That's how cutting edge we are, and that's why Jonathan Thorne, who's been having a great time with Kevin Coons teaching that class. But the VR, we see, Steve and I talk about VR all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, we look at movies, we look at TV, we look at extreme sports, but we're also looking at it into the medical field,
Yes.
into fields
in
that
training,
in training
yes,
videos.
education. I think that's where VR is really going to make its real forward progress, is in those fields for education specifically, because you could imagine yourself completely submerged in an environment. And you could, perform surgery. You could, take something apart and those kinds of things that it doesn't exist in the real world, but you could actually be there. And so that's where we see a lot of advances.
And one of our students did an incredible VR project, and it was about being, having schizophrenia. Well, what does
Yeah.
it feel like to have schizophrenia? And they did it for a mental health institution here in San Francisco. It was very compelling.
Yeah.
And we've got drone classes.
We have a drone class, and which is really going great gangbusters, where our students are learning on small drones. We give you a small drone,
baby drones.
a little baby drone to learn how to fly, and then once you've shown proficiency by going through an obstacle course with your small drone, then we'll give you larger drones from DJI. We have larger drones that are available to the students to run, and the Phantoms and the Inspires, which are the really nice large drones, and they are learning some fantastic things on how to make great shots for your video stories with the drones.
And beyond just video stories, we know that students from landscape architecture
That's right.
have taken our class. Motion picture, television,
photography.
photography has taken our class. And actually one of the our MPT student, Austin Esposito, won a drone contest with Red Bull because he sent he sent his drone up and saw this skateboarder going down Lombard Street at 6 a.m. in the morning. Everybody safe, by the way.
Yeah.
And so he won the Red Bull contest with that shot with his drone.
It was all one shot, and it was a little more intricate than that. He started on a close-up of a skater drinking a Red Bull, and then he takes the drink of the Red Bull, then jumps on his skateboard, and then goes down the crookedest street in the world. And it's all shot in one shot
With this drone.
with this drone as it pulls away, and then you see the entire street and the entire landscape of San Francisco. It really was a spectacular, one-time only kind of shot.
And we know this stat, that more drones were sold to our agriculture last year than any other business.
Yeah.
So we know that that's going to be important in terms of drones. It has a big use for agriculture.
And also in first responders. It's a huge in the first responders and the military. So, I mean, there are a lot of uses for drones, not just in entertainment these days. And so that's what we're talking about in class. This is another tool that you put in your tool belt. So when you leave here, I am an expert in a drone, and I can shoot shots with it. It may not be for entertainment, but it could be in so many other industries.
Fire departments have them now.
Oh, yeah.
Police departments have them now. Real estate companies
yes.
have them now.
A lot of companies.
Landscape architecture.
Landscape
yes.
architecture. A lot of companies who do architecture work or building work to looking at maintenance. PG&E uses it to look at the power lines, and you could go on top of buildings and look at your air conditioning setups where you don't have to send people to hazardous areas. You could send the drone. So this is really a growing area.
Right, and one more fun class coming up in spring, esports production,
Yes,
Steve.
esports production is our latest class, going to be offered in the spring. Those of you out there, you know about esports. Esports is the big rage. A lot of major sports franchises are investing in esports teams, from the Boston Celtics and LeBron James, the Cavaliers.
Robert Kraft, who owns the Patriots.
They all
he
own these
himself
teams.
has invested in.
And you're going to start to see esports leagues pop up. Well, we're going to have an esports production class to show students how to set up for that, to incorporate the games, and to produce an esports event. So that's the class that's coming up and going to be taught in coordination with our game design department. So I'm looking forward to that.
We know that esports is big business
Yeah.
now, but they say esports is going to be even bigger business because esports, they say, will be bigger than soccer. Esports, they say, will be an Olympic sport
Wow.
in 2020. And so we know that esports production, in conjunction with David Goodwine in our game development department, Steve and David and Michael Woods are
Yeah.
partnered together to have an esports production company. And it's this esports production, and I know, Sue, you believe in gaming. You play.
That's right, I play.
Yes. It is big business. They say the Staples Center in Los Angeles will fill up in like 30 seconds if you want to go to an esports production there. Madison Square Garden, for all of you in New York, fills up like that. There's going to be an esports arena built in Oakland, California.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 10,000 people. So we know that it is big business. So great.
Yeah, those are some great
Classes.
classes to look forward
Right.
to coming up. And don't forget about our other, classes. We have a great class in reality television. We also offer additional motion graphics classes. I mean, there are a lot of different classes, and especially in audio and podcasting recording and play-by-play sports. So there's a lot of great classes that we offer.
And this semester, we are teaching Academy's Got Talent. It's a live show every Wednesday. Tune in. We have live audience, and audience, you at home, audience here. Our judges vote. We will be sending the winner of Academy's Got Talent to audition to a show of their choice, be it The Voice, America's Got Talent, X Factor. We send you the winner there. So tune in, everybody. We have a great time. So to wrap up, any other, Steve, you go first. Any other last words of advice
but
or thoughts?
I just encourage people to please come down. I've had this semester, I had 2 or 3 online students just show up, knock on the door and say, hello, I'm here, I'm in town. And it was just fantastic. We get to show them the facilities, put them on the anchor desk, and they came to attend some of the workshops. And so I encourage you, if you're traveling or if you're in the area, please stop by. We would love to have you, love to show you around and introduce you to some of the instructors that you're getting getting taught by online. So it's real important to please think about coming down and saying hello to us, because we'd love to have you.
And Steve and I have open door policies.
Absolutely.
If our door is open, you just come on in and see us.
And if it's shut, talk to Cecilia, and
Yeah.
she'll
Her door is always open.
and she'll be able.
Yes. Susan, any last words for students?
Yes, so a lot of you are probably very well aware that you are getting calls from our outreach team about registration. You have been for a while because registration has been open since September 25th, I believe. If you don't get in touch with your advisor, you're going to get calls. So ultimately, just be in touch with your advisor. If you want to be off the service, we'll do it for you. We'll just say, like, yeah, we talked. The basic thing is talk to your advisor, get a game plan about registration. As long as they're aware and you guys are communicating, that's it. Another big thing is do your FAFSA. FAFSA is open, and they are, I believe it's due in May, but get it in, and then we can have an estimated amount of how much aid you'll get, so will be covered.
Okay.
That's about it.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Susan. John Scott.
Shane Chidrick, COM graduate, works on the morning edition of SportsCenter on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Yes.
That's just another dream fulfilled. And if you swing by my office, we'll get started to work on everybody else's
Yeah.
too.
And Shane Tidrick, by the way, 7-year Navy veteran.
That's right.
Came to see us and enrolled, and he wanted to do sports. And he's a Seattle Seahawks fan. We in 49er land, now Raiders land, but anyway. But thank you for mentioning Shane. So everybody, John Scott will be your best friend when you're graduating, before you graduate, because he can absolutely see about, companies out there hiring. We've got a lot of connections, so thanks, John.
You're welcome.
Cecilia, what is your last words of advice for our students?
Is don't be afraid to ask for help. If you need anything, that's what we're here for, is to help you. That's what I'm here for, is to help you. So come on by, and I look forward to meeting you.
Okay. And Sue Raleigh is our Chief Academic Officer. You get the last word.
Oh my goodness, the pressure's on. Okay, I guess one of the things that always think about at this time of year is we're at midterms. We're just past midterms. We're going to go into finals, and for a lot of students, that's a real high-pressure time. Some students decide, well, I think I'll just stay up for days at a time to get my work done. Others think I'll just drink a lot of coffee or Red Bull or whatever it might be. But the point is, we want you to stay healthy. We want you to get a good night's rest. We want you to drink lots of water. That's a natural tranquilizer for you. It helps your body get rid of all those toxins. So this is also flu season. It's really, really important that you take care of your health. You eat some good food, vegetables, as well as candy, and when you're visiting Cecilia. And also, you really want to get your rest. You can stay up all night, but I can guarantee you the work won't be as good as you think it is, and you're going to turn it in, and then you're going to think about it after you do get a couple nights rest, and you're going to wish you'd done it differently. So please, you're taking care of yourself, having a good diet, getting some exercise, even if it's just going for a walk. Getting a good night's rest is going to mean better work in the long run. So have a great semester.
Thank you, Sue, and thank you, Susan and Steve, John, Cecilia, and of course, Sue Raleigh. Thank you all for joining us. Again, come and visit us, Open Door Policy. Steve, myself, Cecilia, John Scott, we are Open Door Policy. So come and visit us. We are in support of you. Thank you. Okay, clear.